Hi there. Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys had a safe return from your holiday trips. So I want to address a few issues. I will keep it very short so I'm not boring, I hope. We're talking about what to do if your dog shows signs of aggression. And especially now with the holidays and all these changes and Christmas stuff hanging around and people coming in the house, dogs can get very frustrated. And especially with the weather changes, dogs don't get enough attention and exercise, and that will build up some stress, and the dog will automatically do some stuff you want him to do, and then everything basically goes quick downhill. Now, when we're talking about aggression, we have to kind of identify the term of aggression. People used to say my dog is aggressive if he growls. People say my dog is dominant if he jumps on people or other dogs. So, few things to clarify. A dog shows a behavior for two main reasons. Reason number one, the dog wants more of it. Reason number two, the dog wants to avoid it. Based on those two reasons, we can classify a situation that a dog wants to gain more access to, or he wants to avoid it. So the dog, if he gets frustrated and he cannot get more of it, or he cannot avoid it, he will show signs of stress first. Those signs of stress could be very simple, from yawning, avoiding, turning a head away, barking at, pawing, pushing, nosing, poking, whatever you call it. Definitely the dog has an emotional experience, and as such, if the dog gets too frustrated about that this experience doesn't have a resolution, he can show signs of aggression. Now, aggression is not something that we can consider aggressive, just like people being aggressive, pulling a gun and shooting people. Aggression is a term, let's say, psychological term for something that is expressed in a certain level towards something else. Now, I do not really agree with that term, because dogs are not, technically speaking, aggressive. They are reactive, and we have to see every reaction as such. So, first of all, forget the term aggression, and forget the term dominance, because these are misleading terms. And since you're not knowing exactly the source of the behavior, like the function of the behavior, you cannot just stop it at such and then try to get help because of that description. Because if you say your dog is aggressive and you need help, all these people will consider to address these things from that perspective, that your dog is aggressive, but maybe he's not. Okay? So I deal with those dogs a lot. This is basically my main part of my life for at least 2 decades, specifically the last 10 years full-time working with rescues internationally and nationally with shelters and Corso and English Mastiffs and Bull Mastiffs and Presa Canarios rescues. So I wanted to give you a heads up that I'm pulling. We're looking at the base of the behavior, where the behavior starts. Where does it start? Who is present? Who else is present? What's the situation? What is the other person or dog who is present doing at that moment the dog reacts? And then we have to see the function of the behavior. The function of the behavior is the reason why the dog is showing that behavior. And sometimes that behavior is not the primary reason. So we have a primary. Second. I'm driving, I need to focus on that too. So we have to look for is understand the whole situation that my dog is into, and understanding all the involved behaviors. How is my behavior? How is the other dog's behavior? And understand how this got to that point. And so usually people are not aware of their own behaviors, and they don't see exactly what they do to stress the dog out, because usually what happens is the dogs actually are frustrated because they try to send signals, they try to have a solution, they try to fix the problem, but people are not helpful. So I'll give you a simple example. I'm actually driving to an appointment right now having some similar issues. The dog was aggressive pulling on the leash. That's what the description of the client. And he was attacking other dogs. Well, my first response is, okay, let me look at that. He sent me a video, and basically what I saw is the dog was so frustrated of what's happening in front of him that he wanted that to stop. So basically his behavior was to avoid the situation, but because he was on the leash and he couldn't do it differently, he wanted that to stop by showing aggression towards the other party. Which leads to the conclusion, my dog is aggressive, and if I let him go, he's going to kill the dog, my bad dog. But if we look deeper into that situation, we recognize that actually the dog was overwhelmed with the situation. The owner would not address the dog's problem. What he wanted is a good dog, and he wanted his dog to be social. He didn't understand that his dog is not capable of being in such social events because he's kind of an introvert. Yes, this term exists, and this term is very possible that your dog is an introvert and he doesn't want to do anything with other things. So the dog responds accordingly because he doesn't see a solution to his problem and he tries to take things on his own hands. Okay? So this is why the dog ends up doing this. So how do you stop that? Very simple. First of all, if your dog shows any signs of aggression, the first thing you exclude is medical conditions. The dog has thyroid issues, he can have digestive issues, he can feel dizzy, he can have whatever you can call it, he can have it. So first of all, make sure you take your muzzle with your muzzle to the vet, make sure your dog is healthy. Step number 2, consult a behaviorist. That's not a dog training issue, it's a behaviorist issue. Dog training is sit and stay and don't move and all this stuff. But if you're looking at modifying a behavior, what you're looking for is for a behaviorist who is A, experienced in the breed, and B, and he's experienced with the situation and the breed traits. Because what we usually do is we get confused and we see one behavior and we dump it as stops middle way and lays down and sleeps. That's lack of persistence. So persistence is a breed trait. Then being proactive, yeah, it's a breed trait. Dogs should be proactive if it's a herding dog. A dog should be responsive to certain triggers because it's a hunting dog. A Corso is a hunting dog. Make sense? So we want to make sure that we completely understand the breed traits and completely understand the dog's needs. And if we have addressed that, then we can go into the deep of this dog's behavior and try to modify it by removing the environmental factors of his problem. So the first thing you do is affect the environment that affects the dog. Because genetics, which is the other 50% almost, you cannot barely change. That's what you have. That's the breed traits. But you can still manage them, right? So this is all I want to share with you. Don't give up. Your dog is not aggressive. You don't need to put your dog down because your dog, shows signs of aggression. Consult a veterinarian first to eliminate medical conditions. Do not change his diet because your vet told you so. And do not add your dog to any medication that may affect his behavior even worse. Okay? Consult a behaviorist who can help you, who understands the breed and can help you with his breed traits. And finally, if you don't have somebody nearby, you're welcome to message me and we can discuss it. There are other options that I have available to help you. So thanks for watching and hope you have a pleasant holiday, and take it slow and don't challenge your dog. You always be on the shorter side and try to find a resolution to your dog by not getting into disputes. Try to avoid disputes. Thanks for watching and keep everybody safe. Bye.